Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and with me today we have Rob and Damon.
How's it going?
All right. Well, we'll do a little housekeeping, very little housekeeping. I'm just gonna mention that it is episode number 117, and I'm gonna keep this one really short. We say it every week, Buzzsprout still allows us to be an affiliate of theirs. So if you're interested in trying out this podcast thing, there'll be a link wherever you got this podcast from. Give it a try, sign up for a month, and they will send you a $25 gift card to Amazon, as well as you've got your month of podcasting to try out. So give it a try. It's fun. But
you've all got PCs, don't you?
Yeah. You've all got PCs, don't you?
That's a Diablo Immortal joke. Sorry.
Well, so it's been 2 weeks since we did a show. And boy, oh boy, we have been just drinking from the fire hose of video games for the past, it's in these past 2 weeks. Holy mama. Summer Games Fest? Is there an S in that?
Sometimes there's an S, sometimes there's not.
Oh, okay.
I tried to figure that out. I don't know.
Wait, the official website is Summer Game Fest.
There you go.
I think people just add the S because it makes sense. We're talking about many games.
There was
many games.
So we have 5. What would these even be called? Showcases to go through that have happened since the last time we got together. So hopefully everyone has a beverage and maybe a little snack to help get us through. All right. Right. We will be sufficiently hydrated and So the first event that happened was Sony had a state of play on June 1st. And even though it didn't seem like it, it was actually part of Summer Game Fest because they had the little hashtag at the very end of their presentation. It wasn't just them doing their own thing. So it was an interesting state of play because it was 30 minutes and there was not one, they announced it previously, there was not one first-party PlayStation game in sight. It was all, besides the VR, the Horizon, Call of the Mountain, I think it's called. Their VR game that they're making for the PSVR 2. That was the only game that was like a first-party PlayStation game. Everything else is all the third-party stuff coming to PlayStation. In the VR section, they mentioned that No Man's Sky will be getting a PSVR 2 update. They also mentioned that Resident Evil Village will be getting a PSVR 2 update as well. You'll be able to play that in there. So that was a good way to start the event off. And then they hopped right in with the announcement of Resident Evil 4 remake coming.
Yeah.
And right before we started here, we posed the question, does it need a remake?
The internet is abuzz with opinions on this particular subject. Does it?
I think anything from the GameCube era might be ready.
It is.
I think it might be.
This past summer, I tried to play it again. I bought it on the Switch, and I just had such trouble with the controls that I ended up giving up. They were just not intuitive at all. So, Yeah, I'm down for it. I have yet to try the Resident Evil 2 or 3 remakes that have happened, but I mean they look pretty spectacular. I I'm not worried about it because Capcom has of yet to call in a remake or a remaster, as far as I can tell.
Hmm.
So anything catch your guys' eyes out of this state of play?
Yeah, the Spider-Man remastered coming to PC. Like I don't have a PS4 or a PS5, so that's
Mm-hmm.
where I know that went right in the wish list. So
Absolutely right.
pretty excited about that.
Yep. Nope. For sure. The Horizon Forbidden West update looked pretty good. You know, it was yet another great Horizon West game that doesn't get the excitement that it should.
Yeah, I mean that's something that that I've definitely thought about. That it seems like Elden Ring. People were raving about Forbidden West, and then Elden Ring dropped, and people were like, "Horizon West Forbidden what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
What is this?"
Exactly.
Uh,
Uh,
Something else that caught my eye was the Callisto Protocol from the makers of Dead Space, I believe.
Yeah, a bunch of Dead Space developers.
yeah. Yeah. It's like a bunch of people who broke off from the developer, right? Or
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
And
got a real outer outer worlds feel to it, where it's like a bunch of people making a spiritual successor because they can't make the official game.
Right.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
It looks freaky.
it really
Yeah.
does.
Like
Yeah.
scary
No.
games that I don't get along, but I gotta try it. Like I liked Dead Space. Dead Space was really good. I played a fair amount of it. Um, yeah, it's very they seem very alike. It's I'm sure EA is just like, oh come on, like why would you?
We need the money.
Yeah, right before the Dead Space remake comes out too, they
Y-
announce it.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, but instead of on a spaceship or whatever Dead Space happened on, this is on a prison moon.
Is
They're
that what it is?
not
It's
even
a prison
close.
moon.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Aliens 3, which wasn't really an Aliens movie. It was is that a hot take? Anyone like Aliens 3 out there?
Nobody likes Aliens 3.
No one
No,
likes
no, it's
Aliens.
like the redheaded stepchild of the franchise.
I got a quick Alien 3 story for you. That's kind of funny, I guess. So when this came out, a friend of mine had a friend whose dad worked for the movie theater, and he got us a pre-screening for Alien 3. And
Lucky.
yeah, got it for us, and the it was through the for the kids hockey team or something. They sold tickets, and so they sold tickets for like $25 or something. And you know, this is back in 90, 89, 90, somewhere in there,
Aliens
right?
3?
Yeah,
This is
yeah. It was way back then, and
yeah.
so my friend Sean and I were so hyped for this because we just loved aliens, like everything about it, right? Like just just aliens fanatics. And then Alien 3 came, and that was like the first time a movie ever broke my heart. 'Cause-
It wasn't the last.
oh,
Yep, wasn't the
it
last.
wasn't the
No.
last, but I'd never, I was so hyped for it, and like how could it not be good? And it's it's gonna be an alien movie, and oh man, just
It's
had my
funny.
heart broken.
I thought I would have sworn that it was a lot newer than that, but yeah, May 22nd, 1992.
92, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. So here's a bit of trivia for you, since we have nothing else to talk about, and I can just
Yeah.
take up time with useless trivia.
I
Um,
derailed this, so I'll take full
so the
responsibility.
film was at number two, debuted at number two at the box office, behind what movie, which had a Memorial Day weekend gross of 23 million. It's actually another one in the franchise. Also another one that was the third in the franchise.
It's in the Alien franchise,
No,
or
another one in a franchise
oh,
that
in
it
a
was the third
franchise.
movie. Yeah.
Oh,
1992.
Batman?
Nope.
Batman Forever? No? Okay.
No. Lethal Weapon 3.
Oh. Hmm.
There you go, which grossed in a massive 23.1 million.
Wow. Okay.
Which is funny nowadays. That's like that's like an opening day, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know when we used to go to movies in theaters. You guys remember those
No.
back in the day? Yeah.
Actually, I say no just for the shtick of it, but I went and seen Top Gun Maverick this week.
Oh, in a theater.
Whoa.
Look at you. That's the kind of movie you need to see in a
Yeah,
theater, though. If you're not,
absolutely. It
yeah.
was amazing. But you know what? We're not here to talk about movies.
Well, maybe we should do a movie podcast too.
We
But
should.
yeah,
We talk about movies based on video games. That'll be fun.
there you go. Who remembers Home Alone this for Super Nintendo?
I
Yeah.
do. Did you guys get a chance to watch a Roller Drome trailer?
Yeah, I liked it. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it intrigued me so much I did some follow-up reading on it because I couldn't tell if it was going to be like a versus game
Mhm.
or if it's going to be just a single-player experience. And I actually checked out the Steam listing, and it's a single-player experience. There's no multiplayer in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
So that makes me even more intrigued. So I think you're just battling your way through roller drones. For anyone who didn't see the trailer, what would you even call that art style? Like it's almost
There's that other game that's a lot like that. What is no, I lost it. It's a very another game very similar. It's on Game Pass right now.
okay.
It's kinda
Oh,
long.
the Art of the Rally? Was that kind of looked like that, but kind of a weird, almost animated rotoscope kind of look, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, like you're on roller skates and it looks like you're going to these like different roller domes to and you're shooting and flipping through the air and
Doing all sorts of neat stuff. Punching and kicking and
how about did you guys watch any did you guys see the Street Fighter 6 stuff?
I'm digging it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really digging it. Yeah. I haven't played a good Street Fighter game in a long time, and it just I don't know, just seems. It just got the yeah. It was worth the wait for sure.
It's interesting because it looks like there's some open world stuff in it too. And, like I don't know how far they're gonna take that. Like if you're just walking from fight to fight or
Yeah, you're walking through the street and then fighting.
fighting.
I don't know where they got that idea, but
it's crazy. Just
they
might
should roll
work.
them.
Yeah.
So two more games that that people seem to be really intrigued about. Season A Letter to the Future. Seems like it could be a cool, like almost relaxing game. So it seems you go to regions, and apparently you need to either take a picture, record a sound, or I think what was it? Record a sound, report or record a video, or take a picture for each region, and that's what you're kind of scored on for that region. And it's like a game of just trying to archive like the world. Like I'm not sure if there's like an impending doom is why you're doing this or something, but it you almost got that feeling from the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, Stray.
I was gonna bring it up because there's this stray walking out in front of me here, back and forth. Yeah,
I think Stray could be like the honestly like one of the sleeper hits of the year.
I think so. People are really amped up about this one. Like it's yeah.
People,
And you missed the most important thing after, but sorry,
right.
Most important thing.
The most important thing.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead there, David.
Oh,
I didn't catch up.
No, all good. That's all I'm saying is that there's a lot of buzz about that, and I was reading a little bit of the developer. There was a guy that did the art style for the game. Like his entire job was to animate the cat, and
Oh.
that's yeah, and yeah. So he literally spent. He's like, my job for 2 years was to sit on the internet and watch videos of cats, so I could get all the animations just right.
And
And he
that's what
came to the
people are losing their
conclusion,
minds about. Like,
yeah,
is how crazy good this cat looks.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, this is. He came to the conclusion that the internet is invented for cats. That's all it is. It's just people and cats.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I liked him in the trailer that the robots were afraid of the cat. The cat's
Yeah.
like walking down the alleyway, and you just see the robots like running and screaming. Like, do you want to talk about what I forgot there, Rob?
Well, there's two things, but I'll pick the one that you probably didn't think I was talking about. Resident Evil Village with the VR2 content is going to satisfy a large percentage of the internet which has "Step on Me, Mommy" um, fetish. I don't even know what you want to call that, but for all the people who are like, "Oh, she's so tall, I wish she'd just step on me,"
All these
this game will finally satisfy those cravings. So,
just laying down and with your VR helmet on, playing the game. Hey, just...
yep. She's so tall. And there was Final Fantasy 16, but
yeah,
no one cares about that. Yeah,
that was their show closer. Their one
Yeah.
more thing.
and by nobody I mean probably half the population. So
yeah,
it looked pretty cool. It's
I have fallen way out of the Final Fantasy ethos. I
15 was good. 15 was really good. Some people talk a lot of crap about it. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Excellent.
I think people were waited a long time for that one, and that was like the thing. Meanwhile, I was like, "Oh, new Final Fantasy, I'll play it."
I've heard I heard it really redeemed itself. Like initially it was a
Yeah.
mess, and then it really really redeemed itself.
Which is weird because games normally aren't like that.
No,
no,
Yeah,
not at all.
no.
it's usually they're just ready to go out of the box, right?
Yep. All right. So that was Sony State of Play.
That was Sony State of
Sony.
Play. Whew. All over
Which
the
was-
ice as usual,
yeah.
but
The Sony State of Play I thought it was pretty good. Like when you look at it on its own, it's actually like, yeah, it's pretty impressive. Like it checked a lot of boxes, but I think when you stack it up against the other showcases that were happening,
mhm.
it makes you look at, but only when you compare them. You're like, oh, okay, maybe
Yeah.
Sony, they're missing some stuff.
And I mean, they tempered your expectation by saying that they weren't going to be showing anything first party.
That's true. Yeah.
But at this time of year, gamer Christmas, we expect
yeah,
we want to open up that wish book and just dangle something in front of us that's coming. You know?
Absolutely.
So, after the Sony State of Play, about a week later, is when things really heated up with Summer Game Fest and their, what was it, 2.5 hour, 3 hour presentation?
yep.
Whew, mama.
Or as they're calling it on the internet, because Jeff Keighley, they're calling it Key 3.
Key 3.
See what they did there.
Yeah. There was actually a GameStop somewhere in the States where all of the employees were wearing Key 3 shirts to celebrate Summer Game Fest.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I think we reported last week, was it, Rob? That even though E3 didn't do anything this year, that they're going to be back next year. They promised. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Oh man. So I'll let one of you guys pick something to talk about out of this one. There is just so much was talked about in this one.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Is
You'd be kind of hard pressed to do all of them.
Yeah, we touched base on a bunch of them already. Like, for example,
That's true.
Like Callisto Protocol, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
We're getting another Marvel game, Midnight Suns.
Yes.
kind of
Right.
like
Yeah.
that looked pretty exciting with a little bit of the strategy aspect going on to it.
It's coming from the developers of XCOM, hey?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that, and that trailer definitely definitely got me even more hyped for that. Um, Aliens: Dark Descent. Did uh,
Y-
did you see the trailer for that?
Boy, Aliens games have just made it. I can't get excited for one.
Mm-hmm.
They
It's
got
like
freaky. They got freaky, Rob.
it's just like, man, they've broken our hearts so many times, and then you get one like Alien Isolation, which was great, but I couldn't play it because I would have pooped myself. But for the most part, they've just been sadness. The the one I was actually out of all this that I was most excited about was Flashback 2
Right?
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I can't believe that game's getting a second one.
Right.
Um, it was revolutionary. It was revolutionary, right there. I mean, how else do you say it? Like that whole rotoscoping game, and with kind of like the Prince of Persia feel. Like
Yeah.
at the time, it was absolutely freaking revolutionary. And
Yeah. It was
yeah,
like
See over my
it's
shoulder
the
here?
step up from Out of This World.
Out of
Is
this
that what's going on
world.
back there? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you
Exactly.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
I wasn't as enthralled with the first flashback as Out of This World,
Yeah, exactly. Out of This World was definitely
but
the king of
yeah,
it all. But
the footage they showed, it looks like they're not taking it like first person or um, like it's still going to be a side-scrolling adventure.
yeah,
So yeah, no, I'll play it. I'll give it a
yeah,
try.
absolutely.
No problems there. What else we got here? Oh, the Stormgate footage was interesting. It's a new strategy game from StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3 developers, people who've left Blizzard and started up Frost Giant Studios.
Right, yeah, yeah,
It's
It's
a
a good
new,
name.
it
I
is,
like it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new RTS, and yeah, I mean, if there's any developers who know anything about RTSs, I mean, that's uh, that's them. Um,
So I gotta bring one up,
yeah,
and I saw the funniest thing online. So Goat Simulator 3,
yeah.
yeah.
and the best comment that came up during the live stream was someone who was like, "There was a Goat Simulator 2."
That's when I was watching this. That's exactly what I said. I'm like, there was a second one.
I'm like, is that the joke? I don't know.
That's the joke. Yeah, there was no Goat Simulator 2.
Oh, okay. I get
Oh,
brilliant.
also,
Yeah,
the fact that they made it look like the Dead Island 2 trailer,
They did.
right?
yes, exactly. The game that never came out, right? It
It's still
was
not out. No,
yeah.
no, because
That is funny.
that whole intro where the guy's like, stretching and
Yeah.
putting that's almost shot for shot remake of that trailer. And I'm like,
Yeah, which
oh,
is
are they just showing the Dead? Like, is there going to be more Dead Island 2? Like, is this Dead Island 2? And then I'm like, wait, what's going on?
I suddenly like that team a lot more now that I'm hearing all this. That's well done. Good
Well
job on the
played.
marketing. Yeah.
yes,
Good
yes.
job.
That's awesome. I didn't even realize. Goat Simulator is so far off my radar.
Yep,
And
yep, yep.
there could have been a 2. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I played it on Game Pass for like 20 minutes a while back. I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's a goat. That's a goat. Right.
It's a goat, all right.
Yeah.
Um, they announced DLC for Cuphead. The Delicious Last Course looks amazing. Same animation style. Yeah,
It's the game that never gets cheap is the first Cuphead. I'll keep waiting for the perfect sale to play Cuphead.
Yeah.
Just never happens.
I think
It does look incredible.
I bought it when it first came out on Switch. It was down to like $26 or something.
Mm.
And I was like, this looks amazing. I want to try it on here. But Yeah. Um, what else we got here? Oh, the big reveal for TMNT, Shredder's Revenge, that Casey Jones is going to be
Yep,
a playable character. And
Six player co-op.
yeah, they
that's
announced
pretty
that.
crazy.
They
Yeah.
announced
Yeah.
that then too, right? Because I hadn't heard that yet. I was assuming 4 because who does more than 4?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
I was gonna see because I think does it come out this week or next week?
The reviews are out already, so it's got to be next week.
Okay, because
Yeah.
we should pick a night and do some turtling because it's gonna be on
100%.
Game Pass.
It's on the Game Pass.
What else we got here?
We keep talking about Gotham Knights. That game
Yes.
will come
Obligatory.
out eventually. Yeah.
A bunch of these I caught most of the stuff. I didn't catch it all. Oh, what did you guys think about they had a almost like an advertisement in the middle of
With The Rock?
um oh no
You didn't see the one with The Rock? Where
no
he, that was pretty weird.
what was it for
Well,
for
he did like a thing. First, he was talking about an energy drink, and then he was talking about like so he had an ad placement for an energy drink, and then after that, he was advertising his movie uh, that's coming out. So yeah, it was really it felt out of place to have like this weird. He was like standing in a gym, like talking about like on
oh
his phone. Yeah, it was super bizarre.
was it for like was it Black Adam like a
Yeah,
trailer for oh hilarious.
Oh, okay, right,
yeah.
right.
No, I was gonna mention the Samsung Xbox partnership that was kind of announced there, or that Game Pass is coming to Samsung TVs. I wanted
Oh
to
yeah,
see
right,
I wanted to see
right.
what
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
It's smarter than Stadia.
I was just gonna say that puts it in more homes than Stadia is currently, but
Right off the bat, eh? Just
right
Yeah.
off the bat.
um, I only caught the end of it, so I missed a whole bunch of information. But apparently, they showed that you could use any controller that could connect to Bluetooth
Yep.
on it, and yeah, I did watch another video where it was on up on IGN where someone from IGN was playing Halo Infinite, like multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
and he was so impressed with the the lack of lag. I mean, I've tried like I've played the streaming a bit here and there. I've had I'm pretty much 50-50 on my experiences with it.
It's been hit or
Yeah.
miss. Yeah.
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 So this is a big deal to start putting this on people's TVs. Like most people don't have a hardwired connection to their TV for one, and I really think unless you got some damn good Wi-Fi in your house, that you're gonna need that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
There'll be some critical thoughts on it, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's huge. Like it's like people have like Samsung, Sony, or LGs, right? Like those are the
Yep.
so, and a lot of people. I mean, of like my 3 TVs I have, two of them are Samsungs. So, right, it is
Yep.
interesting. Oh, and it's coming soon.
Yeah. 2022 televisions.
Yeah, like I heard, end of July, I think, is when it's
Oh,
officially like launching. So
but is it like Philips CDI where you can play it with the remote? I'm playing Zelda.
It's ahead of its time.
It
wait,
was.
'Cause
It
we're going to be
was,
playing
yes.
games on our TVs now.
Oh, also as a side note for the bad Zelda CDI reference, CDI emulation has now gotten to the point that you can play on your PC if you choose. the Legend of Zelda's games,
Oh.
which I don't know if you guys have ever seen videos of the CDI Legend of Zeldas. They're
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Something special.
legendary.
They are something.
Yeah, yeah, a time in history where Nintendo was willing to loan out rights to just about anything. Um, yeah, I didn't have a story past that, but for anyone out there who wants to
Yeah.
play a fantastic game, look at
After that glowing recommendation, I don't know who's not gonna.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or Hotel Mario, yet another great pseudo Nintendo game on CDI. They to be fair, they weren't loaning out the rights. Philips was one of the groups that was involved with possibly doing a CD attachment for the Super Nintendo back in the day. So as a deal for backing out of that, Nintendo said, "Hey, you can have 3 games. You can have the rights to make a licensed Nintendo product.
Do you,
Make you."
do you think Phillips is like, okay, let's make the crappiest game possible?
Let's stick it
There,
to them.
They're like,
there's some great stories about the studios that made those games that had never actually made a video game before. So
It doesn't show.
no.
all of a sudden they had to make a video game. uh, good times.
So there was a lot of horror games
Yeah.
in the summer
A
game.
lot of horror, a lot of space
Yeah.
kind of horror video games seems to be the very, very on the pulse right now.
Bloober Team, the team that made oh my goodness, it was there and it's gone.
The Medium.
The Medium.
The Medium, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have a new game coming out called Layers of Fear.
The sequel to Layer of Fear, I guess, hey, or whatever that.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I guess I've never tried.
Yeah, there was some horror game that all the streamers were playing that I thought was called Layers of Fear, but maybe it's Layer of Fear. It's involving painting.
Yeah, it says here that it's part of the psychedelic horror franchise, so
Ah,
that would okay. Anything else you guys want to mention here? Because I'll mention one last thing. I mean, there were so many games. We're skipping over so many that were there, but I just
there's many more things to talk about. So much more.
There are like I'm just looking at the printed list here with a summary. Yeah, I can't. It also all of them kind of melded together after watching so much of it. So the last thing I'll mention, and this ended up getting spoiled like hours before this showcase went up, that Sony was going to announce The Last of Us Part 1, which is the remake of The Last of Us, that is coming. People have been losing their... It's coming on September 2nd, I'll mention. People have been losing their minds because they also mentioned how much it's going to cost. And it's going to be a full-priced next-gen game. Yeah. So $90 Canadian, $70 American.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you think they'll go the same route that other developers have chosen, where they'll remove the other ones from the stores before they release this and make it kind of a definitive edition?
Well,
That's a great question.
I think it's only coming to PS5, so
Okay.
maybe they'll just keep the HD PS4 edition available, but make the other one go away.
Hopefully, because yeah, other companies they've had a bad time when they decide to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't worked out well.
But they did call it Part 1 now to align with Part 2, so
Yeah.
they also had an announcement that there's going to be a standalone multiplayer, like action game, shooter game, versus game coming coming later at an undisclosed time. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's coming too. Well, yeah, it was massive. Like it was 3 hours, right? Or
Yeah.
was yeah, it was. Whew. So we just had enough time to kind of replenish ourselves after that, and then the Big Daddy happened on Sunday. The Big Daddy. I'm just going to refer to it as that.
What
The
exactly?
Intellivision and Miko exhibition.
Oh,
We were watching something else, Rob.
I thought we all agreed we were going to watch and get refunds for our pre-orders. Anyway, sorry. Carry on, Ryan. Go ahead. Doing a great job, buddy.
So Xbox and Bethesda had their game showcase. It was a hour and a half, hour and a
yep.
half exhibition of awesome. I was pretty stoked afterwards, after watching it.
And Sunday afternoon for a
Yeah,
showcase. What a great time. But what a perfect time to pick. So
it
I
Except
actually.
thought
for those of us in church, unfortunately, had to catch it a little later. But
you got phones, don't you?
oh, I do, and I was going like this to watch your guys' updates on it, but getting glared at by my wife. Put that away. It's Xbox.
My
Exactly. You had to talk to Uncle Phil.
there we okay. My page went blank. Damon, you want to what were your thoughts on this? And
Oh man, there was like, where do you start on this? Like, you probably have to start with the Starfield. We finally saw the gameplay
yeah,
from Starfield. Um, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm pretty excited. Yeah. There's a lot of divisive like thoughts on the Starfield gameplay, but I thought it looked great. I think it's ambitious.
yeah,
I'm happy they delayed it after seeing that. Not saying it didn't look like it wasn't ready, but based on just the ambitiousness of the project itself, and you know, from the narrative driven areas versus the procedurally generated galaxy, it's just like there's a lot under the hood.
yeah. I was gonna say a lot of news has come out about it, and that's huge, right? They're
Yeah,
combining the procedurally generated with like actually like scripted, sculpted
right.
gameplay. Like, man, oh man.
Nope.
Because I mean, No Man's Sky, which I also heard that comparison that it was a Starman's Sky and like No
Right.
Man's Field and
Yeah, or No Man's Skyrim. Yeah, I've seen
No
that
Man's
one.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I but I was pretty. I think when we were watching it, Damon, I think we both went, "Holy crap!" when they showed that you could build your own ships. Like
Yeah,
that
the
was,
shipbuilding looks really cool. Um, it's You can definitely tell that we're finally taking a step into the next gen, because that's next gen only, not running on previous gen.
mm-hmm.
And then we've already mentioned a few other games that are PS5 only, for example. So I think we're starting to finally see that push into
Mm-hmm.
instead of the strange, weird cross generation period.
Did you watch any of the footage there, Rob, for it? Or
I did actually watch the whole thing
oh yeah,
afterwards there. The big game for me, just because I'm looking forward to it, not because it was a particularly great showing, but was Diablo 4, showing
oh
Yep.
the last character class there, the Necromancer, which happy to see back. Um,
well, I was like, I was happy and like confused because like it's still pending, like, or is it gonna happen? The whole merger with Blizzard. But I mean, this was like the Xbox like Bethesda showcase. Like you kind of thought it'd be all
yeah,
just first party, but maybe then taking a few liberties by because
yeah, yeah,
they showed that in some Overwatch. But man, that Diablo 4, some of those fights they were showing, like where there's
yeah,
multiple people taking on that giant boss. Holy
Yeah, it's all
crap!
zoomed out. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
What a
world boss looked
big
amazing.
big
whew.
Yeah,
expanse. Yeah, that was cool.
and just the animation behind the some of like even with the spiders attacking the people, and they everything just looked a lot. We all kind of forget that Diablo 3 didn't just come out a year ago,
Mm,
even though we've had ports for consoles and things like that. And because I remember Diablo 3 at the time was such a huge leap over 2. Like, you had characters kind of climbing up from out of the
Yeah, man.
scenery and into the bridges and stuff. But 4 is just like, I know you'd made a comment during a different game about arachnophobia there, Damon, but the spiders in Diablo 4 look pretty freaking treacherous too. And yeah, I'm
But
looking for it. I think a big thing, honestly, is we're all kind of looking at Diablo Immortal now and going, how close to Diablo Immortal are you going to get with your purchases, right? Like,
Mm,
where the loot boxes are going to be in comparison? Like, what kind of pay to win stuff are you going to have? And still don't know.
I mean, as long as they keep to their kind of model that they use in, they definitely took the model out of Overwatch and like applied it to, they applied it to Heroes of the Storm, and like some of their other games like that where you can buy extra boxes if you want, but otherwise you'll get loot boxes for doing things in the game.
Hmm.
And I hope they don't wreck that, cause man oh man.
Yeah, honestly, the like Diablo 4, like they've never had loot boxes in the series except for Immortal. So it's like
Yeah.
you kind of just you found treasure chests and you opened them and you got a whole bunch of you got the loot fountain, right? The golds and the purples and everything
Mm-hmm.
popped up. And um another neat thing that looked about Diablo was the if you're doing particularly well in the game, you get marked as a champion
yeah,
on
Mm.
everyone's map. That was kind of cool.
Yes.
And then people come looking for you to make their own loot
yeah.
fountain. So there's evidently going to be a good dose of PvP in the game as well. So that's pretty cool. It still excited for it. The big disappointment, of course, is that the date came up 2023.
Yeah.
Like not a month or a season, just 2023.
Well, so they said, and how much you hold them to it, who knows? But they said this is all within a year.
They did say that. Yeah,
So
that's true. They did. They said that was all within a year. So hopefully summer next year.
yeah,
There's gonna be a lot of stuff to play next summer.
There
By
is.
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
There is.
All the stuff that's been delayed due to COVID just finally catching up.
Yeah, all catching up there.
Um, Another
What
big
about,
Xbox game that was shown and it actually opened the show was Redfall.
yeah. Yeah, it looked cool.
Kind of a shocking game to start or maybe that was the point. Like a shocking game to start the whole showcase off with because it was bloody. It was, I think there was some swearing in there and like,
Yep. Yep.
I liked it more than I was expecting to. Like I've been
yeah,
hearing about Redfall for a while, and I've seen the other trailers and stuff. But as I was watching this, I was like, "This looks actually like a lot of fun."
it does.
It, yeah, I was surprised, and they make great games like Dishonored. Like it's right up their alley to see to do this kind of squad. But I've also heard you can play it single player. You don't have to play it as a squad base. You can
Yeah, and there'll be
control.
Yeah.
AI controlled. Yeah,
Yeah,
the squad members. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else we got here? High on Life was a highlight for me. I was giggling my ass off the entire time this trailer was playing. It's a new action sci-fi game from the creators of Rick and Morty, and what makes it crazy is it's first person, and all your weapons have personalities, right? Like it looks bat poop crazy is what it does,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it looks like it could be a whole lot of fun. And it's coming to Game Pass in October, so I will try it.
yep.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of games here where it's just like maybe you wouldn't normally play it, but when it's free, why not?
They also confirmed Hollow Knight Silk Song to be a day one Game Pass edition.
That surprised a lot of people too. People are expecting that to show up on a Switch showcase or like
Yeah.
a Nintendo Direct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
What else we got here? Ooh, the gameplay of a Plague Tale Requiem. Uh, I know Rob never played The first one.
No, it looked good.
Did you get a chance to try the first one, Damon?
I didn't.
No?
No,
Oh,
no.
it's it's pretty, yeah, it was awesome. I had a great experience with it. It's
I have,
like,
I have a problem with too many RPGs happening at the same time. So I'm
yes.
trying to like, yeah, gotta finish, knock a few of them down before I move. But I really want to try that one. I've heard you say great things about it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. This Yeah, they made it looks like they cranked up the action on this one, where the first one is really about stealth and the rats. I mean, the rats make an appearance in this one, but it doesn't look like they have as big a part as they did in the first one. What else we got here?
What about the elephant in the room, the Riot Games?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
I thought that like that's kind of a sleeper announcement, but the repercussions of that are huge. Bringing
Hmm.
all Riot Games over, like there's some heavy hitters in that catalog. So
Um, yeah, I need to look into this more because I mean, all these games are free to play as it is, right?
right,
But with Game Pass, you're getting unlocks. They're unlocking
Yeah,
characters and bonuses
yeah, you
in
get a
these
whole bunch of
games,
stuff that you wouldn't normally get, I guess,
which is
without dropping cash.
yeah, which
yeah, I think I
is
saw an article saying it's could save people like $1,500 or something like that just by playing it on Game Pass, which
holy
is kind of sad when you
crap.
think about it.
Oh yeah, feel for the guys who spent the money.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that was a right out of left field. Like I haven't even heard rumblings or anything about that. That was
yeah,
uh, they showed some gameplay and announced the new character for Overwatch 2, where they confirmed that it's going to be a free to play game, that they're going the free to play model on it, and they showed the new hero, the Junker Queen. So I played a lot of Overwatch, the first one, so I am very excited to hop into some Overwatch 2, especially with it being free to play. Like, but this is also another Blizzard game that are they jumping the gun and including it in their showcase too soon?
Right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What do you think of the Horizon DLC announcement? It was kind of spoiled a few weeks ago by a Steam
Yeah,
listing, but
yeah.
um, what do you think of the actual footage, Rob?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Hot Wheels is just such a perfect idea for it. And I know they did Horizon 3, they had Hot Wheels DLC.
Yeah,
So a lot of people are saying like there's no original ideas, but honestly, it just fits it so well. You know, you're going around these giant orange Hot Wheel tracks, and um, what I am surprised it's taken this long because I know a lot of people were saying there were a lot of hints that it was going to come out very early this year.
oh,
So I don't know if there was a lot of tweaking or they're having trouble with the engine, or I don't know. Like, not trouble with the engine. I mean, they make the game, but nah, it looks fantastic. What about what did you think there?
oh yeah, I can't wait to give it a try.
Yep,
Like,
I'm picking it up. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
um, but what about the unnumbered Forza Motorsport footage? That trailer that they showed, which was they told you it was 12 minutes of uninterrupted
yeah,
or
Yep. Single cut.
yeah,
Yeah. In game.
yeah, mama.
yeah. And it's funny because motorsport is like the forgotten stepchild, right? Like no one.
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
it
so good. Yeah.
it's. I mean, it's yeah. It looks fantastic, and but everyone kind of forgets. Like, and that was a good way to kind of remind people, like, hey, we also make a more realistic game that is pretty good too. You should check it out.
Yeah, like they showed some collision physics and damage that the vehicles will take. I
Mhm.
loved the jab they took at Sony, whether it was intended or not, where
Oh, it was 100%
they're
intended.
like, yeah, we're gonna have real time ray tracing,
Oh, I
Where
missed that.
oh
I
yeah,
didn't.
because in
Yeah.
Forza or in Gran Turismo 5 or yeah, that's the new one, right? The latest one,
Yeah.
5. You only get ray tracing in your replays.
Oh,
Yeah,
that does sound like a shot across the bow,
it
doesn't it?
does, doesn't it?
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, Unreal. Like we are in the uncanny valley where
Yeah.
it's getting harder and harder to tell the difference between generated
Or
and fake.
or we will be in 2023 because it's not coming out this year.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
I did notice that as one thing. There, excuse me. There was a lot of just broad dates. There wasn't a whole lot of
Mm-hmm.
exact dates given for things.
Yep.
One thing I wasn't 100% sure on is they announced it's the 40th anniversary of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And they
Mhm.
kind of showed the banner with a 40th anniversary. Does that mean there's a new version coming out, or that's just 40th anniversary of Flight Sim?
It's a 40th anniversary, and it's just an update to the original
Okay.
game. Yeah.
And they also announced that I believe it was launched already. That you can fly. They've added the Pelican from the Halo games to, to Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is pretty cool. I mean, they just had a big Top Gun event where they
Yep.
added
Yep.
all the planes from Top Gun to it that you could fly, and now they add this. That's pretty awesome.
They should apologize to everybody that uninstalled it because now they'll have to reinstall the
Yeah.
game in order to
It's
in order to fly the Pelican.
it is
By
a
everybody.
big
Yeah, it's I
big
mean me.
download. But you guys are both missing the most important news of the entire show. The entire show.
Maybe I just haven't got to it yet, Rob.
Oh, Fallout 76 has DLC, proving A, Fallout 76 is still a game you can play, and B, people are still paying for DLC for the game.
The Pit expansion, where they go to
The Pit
Pittsburgh.
expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, that and Elder Scrolls Online announced a new DLC as well.
Also a game I didn't know was still around, but was a lot more popular than Fallout 76 for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but which is not a bar that's very high, but a lot of people played Elder Scrolls Online, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, oh, what about Arc 2? They showed a trailer for that. Just in a 2023 release window. Arc 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about dinosaurs and family.
I see what you did there. Family.
Family.
All about
For those
family.
who aren't getting the joke, Vin Diesel's in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a caricature, however you say that word, of him.
Yeah. It looks a lot. I think it's a scan. Pretty sure.
Is he voicing it as well? He
Yeah.
probably is. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the Scorn trailer. Who was it that said that this looks this looks sticky or something? When you
Oh, yeah. It it looks the whole thing looked gooey.
gooey, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they say it's H.R. Geiger inspired, and
It has to be.
man, does it
Absolutely.
show? Whew,
Hmm.
it looks yeah.
So guaranteed that's the game that people are going to request I play next Christmas for the fundraiser.
Oh yeah.
Mark your calendars. That'll be the game. Uh,
Minecraft Legends was a surprise announcement that I had heard nothing about before. But I mean, I'm not super on top of my Minecraft news. But it's a Minecraft RTS, real time strategy. So
yep.
yeah,
Um,
Well, they had their dungeon crawler.
yeah, which was a game.
It was a game.
It's a game.
I have never played Minecraft. I have to tell you that, guys, right now.
That's okay. I haven't either.
Me neither. I actually beat the dungeon game, but I only beat it because I bought it. It got really repetitive really fast, which I mean makes sense, but I beat it for the same reason Ryan beat the medium. It's like I bought this.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna finish this.
I'm just gonna hate finishes.
I'm gonna
Ryan,
hate.
Ryan downloaded the medium on Game Pass, so he had no excuse.
Yeah. Just became a matter of principle.
Yeah,
Yep,
he's like, oh,
yep.
I've already played too much. I can't stop now.
I've got to see how badly they mess this up.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a trailer for a game called Lightyear Frontier, where looks like you're on an alien planet, and it's looks like it's a sci-fi farming sim. Looked like, looked cool.
Yep.
They showed Gunfire Reborn. I don't remember that trailer, unfortunately. Unless you guys do.
No, I don't remember that one.
Nope. I do remember the next one here, though.
Yeah, me too. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. Supposed to be a Metroidvania title set in 1925, but yeah, it looks. I don't even know how to describe it. Like
Lovecraftian is the word I heard people kind of say, but
yeah,
like it looked interesting. It looked really interesting. Like, might be a game to watch out for.
Yeah. What about Cocoon? Did you guys see the trailer for that? It was kind of like the puzzle game where they went into the sphere, and it looked like a really cool kind of indie title. It kind of almost reminded me a little bit like Monument Valley, slightly.
Okay, yeah.
Not the same. So you're not like alternate like moving the environment, but it looked the same kind of almost trippy feel wrapped in a puzzle game. It looked really cool.
No, I didn't catch that. That wasn't in this showcase. That was somewhere else?
It was in the Xbox showcase.
Was it? Oh.
Yep.
Huh. I may have blacked out at some points during.
I think it was coming this year. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Okay. As Dusk Falls is interactive drama coming. The art style of it, man, it's like half animated, half like cutout characters. Like I don't even know how to describe it. But I mean, I would try it alone just for that.
Almost a visual novel kind of.
Yeah.
The other weird thing. It's a multiplayer game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
I don't know if it's from different characters' perspectives and they have weaving stories, but I saw it was a multiplayer game, and at first I was like, okay, yeah, it looks kind of neat. And then I saw that, I'm like, if they can pull that off, that could be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else we got here?
I think there was a few jabs at Sony when like Persona was announced.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty excited
Absolutely.
about that. I played Persona 4 on the Vita. I haven't played Persona 5, and it's often on top RPGs of all time. I see it all over the place, and it's coming to Game Pass. Like I'll lose some time to that, I'm sure.
They showed a new game from Obsidian called Pentiment.
Mm-hmm.
That was another game that had a very interesting art style to it. Very, very subdued, almost looked like a pop-up book. It is apparently another narrative type adventure set in Bavaria in the 16th century.
Well, there you go.
They
Not
also...
what,
Oh, go ahead.
not what you normally expect from Obsidian.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No.
But I'll try it because Obsidian is they know their stuff.
They do.
You
Yeah.
do pretty good, yeah.
Speaking of Obsidian, they also announced that Grounded 1.0 is finally coming out. The game is
Right.
finally coming out a game preview. And before, as I say that, it is Obsidian who makes it, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I tried it like when it first came out on preview, and I know they've actually had some updates to it since. I haven't gone back, but yeah, that game is awesome. Like, I am definitely going to be hopping onto that. They gave a little less broad release date for that for September and the summer here. So
Yeah. With a revamped or a complete story mode now, I guess.
Yeah.
They've actually got that worked out. And arachnophobia slider.
Oh,
Yeah, some of those spiders look pretty freaky. I'm not afraid of spiders, but I think spiders can do that to a guy.
I'll be fine. There'll be just the Jello blobs when I play.
Yep.
See. The Jello blob.
Oh, it's a jello blob coming right at me.
what else we got here?
I think one of the most important wasn't actually a game announcement.
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
It was
This was the only future promise with no date to it that they made in this entire event.
Mr. Kojima
Yeah.
said that he is working on something. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yep.
See you in 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you in your petitions later.
Yeah, that's crazy. People are already petitioning. It's like, bring them back to Sony. It's like, shut up. That's ridiculous. It's like he's been with PlayStation now essentially for, yeah.
And I think he made Kojima Productions there so that he could go where he wants and do what he wants, right?
Yep.
He's not tied to Sony. It just, I think, Death Stranding just worked out that way. There's some other things in there, but I mean that's all. I think we've covered all the big stuff. But
yeah.
overall, this has been my favorite one so far. A lot of oohs and ahs, that's for sure. That
just the sheer amount of stuff. Like it's hard to keep track of. Like I'm looking at the graphic here, and like 5, 10, 15, 20. It's 50 games that are on this thing between 2022 and 2023. That's so in 12 months. That's a lot of games.
That is a lot of games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see a lot of gameplay, which was nice.
Yeah, absolutely right. Like there weren't too many just trailers. Like I think pretty much all of them had some gameplay associated with them.
Yeah.
So before we head into the next one, do you want to take 5, Rob? We can pause here for a minute, or...
You know what? I'm okay. I stood up for a couple seconds there, and
Did you? Okay.
I'll stand. Just got some back pain for anyone who's wondering why we're talking about my
Taking a minute.
powering through it
Like a
due to
trooper. Like a trooper.
thanks to drugs. So many drugs.
He did win the breakdance competition, if anybody was curious.
Yeah.
So it was all worth it in the end.
He showed those
place.
9-year-olds like no one's business. Like,
That's right. That's right. Made them take their cardboard and go home.
And their boombox.
And their boombox. Playing it in your eyes.
Yeah.
Which is a weird song for breakdancing, but that's...
I was
Why they
watching
lost,
Days Go
probably.
By. Isn't that the... Yeah. All right. Well, because this also happened in the middle of an actual work day, so I didn't get to watch it. The next event is Xbox and Bethesda said, you know what? We didn't show you enough. Here's the extended showcase.
Here's some more.
Here's some more. And I've just read the follow-ups. I haven't actually had a chance to
Mm-hmm.
um, talk much about these, but the thing that caught my attention the most out of here was the infographic you just mentioned, Damon. I'd noticed this game was on there, and I was like, oh, they didn't even talk about this. But Valheim is coming to PC Game Pass,
Yeah.
and is going to be a console exclusive, console launch exclusive. It'll probably go over to PlayStation at some point, but that was my number 2 game last year.
Yeah.
It would have been number 1 had Forza Horizon not come out.
Right.
It is, yeah. It's an awesome like procedurally generated survival game. I love it, and I'm so excited that I can get Rob to play it with me now because it's going to be free on Game Pass.
There you go.
So did you get a chance to watch much of that afterward? The
No.
extended showcase?
No, I haven't.
I was only like partially able to pay attention to it as well, but I did catch the end,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when they showed the development of Stalker in Ukraine right now.
Yeah, okay.
And that kind of gets you right in the feels because these developers are working in like bombed out buildings,
Yeah.
and like worried about like when strikes are happening, and they're like sitting here trying to play these games. Like this one girl was like developing, and she's like looking after like a one-eyed dog and stuff. It was crazy. It was
Holy.
it was definitely something that I wasn't expecting to see, but kudos on that, and I hope that project really nails it because
Sure.
of the hard work that's happening and the conditions that they're in. So that was something else to see. I definitely encourage you to check it out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like watching these, so I'll catch up on it. I've just been a little busy. Apparently they announced the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Asymmetrical game is coming where I really like. I haven't really played these games, but I really love the idea of them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I played a little bit of Friday the 13th when it came out on PS Plus, and it was fun. I never ever got to play Jason. I was always the kids running from him, but it's cool. And now you're like probably 4 people taking on Leatherface.
Yeah.
So it looks like this article I opened. I don't know if it's missing a bunch of stuff or this is all they covered.
They talked about like our History Untold, that real-time strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of that in there. A lot of interviews. They talked to Pete Hines from Bethesda a fair bit. Yeah, that was like a good interview with him as well.
There was more Starfield footage too, apparently, right?
Yep, a little bit more. They kind of fleshed out some of the ideas a little bit on that, and just talked about like some of their development philosophies and how they approached it, which was cool to hear. It definitely still made me excited. Like I wasn't like, oh, here comes Fallout 76, but yeah.
So with this news that they, like with all these reveals they gave us of all this actually promised stuff within the next year, how did you feel about the stuff they didn't show? Like they really, the only, like I said, the only thing that was kind of a future promise was the Kojima. Kojima's working on something.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
you know, we have stuff like the Indiana Jones game, Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
When they showed that footage at the last one, or a couple ago, like I kind of thought there'd be something, right?
Well, were they porting that to Unreal Engine 5, or was they start with Unreal Engine 5?
I'm not
I
sure.
can't remember. I have heard it's easy to move. That's one of the greatest things about Unreal Engine 5 is being able to move
Yes.
everything over. So I wonder if they decided that somewhere along the development they were like, or we're gonna get surprised with the release of Hellblade.
Right.
'Cause, yeah, that could be it too. But you're right, they were missing like people really wanted to see Avowed. People really wanted to see what were some of the other massive games? Perfect Dark, but we know that might be in a little bit
Yeah.
of
State of Decay 3,
you're right.
which we know is in development as well. Everwild. There's been nothing more about Rare's new. It's been 3 years since we've heard anything, besides the. I think they announced that they scrapped their original direction and they're heading in a new one, right?
That's right, and we're missing games from the Coalition and the Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So, so yeah, there's.
But
But I mean, that's we can look forward to stuff later too, right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's just a little, almost like a little expectation though for these big summer events. Like, here's the crazy stuff coming.
Yeah.
Fable, another one that was in the news quite a bit because apparently something had leaked that the game was a disaster, and people from Playground Games came in and were like, "No, the announcement of our death is is pretty premature."
Yeah, exactly.
Outer World 2, another one, another Obsidian game.
And there's been lots of rumors of a Gears of War collection. I've seen
Oh,
that in rumors everywhere, and nothing on that either.
yeah. I almost thought that what this extended showcase was going to be about was all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But not so much. Well, I think the last one we got to talk about is the Capcom. Capcom had a showcase as well. They showed us more footage of the Resident Evil 4 remake. Um, and yeah, it looks. I feels like we've been talking quite a while, and but I've still got to say I'm still excited to give this a try. Um, they announced the DLC for Resident Evil Village. The Winters, is that the no Shadow of the Rose is what it's called.
Yeah. And third person mode,
Yeah,
play in third person.
that's pretty
Like,
cool.
yeah, I was pretty
Oh,
impressed with it too.
so okay, that was something I'm glad you mentioned that, Damon. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit where we'll talk about Starfield again. So the footage, some of it was first person and some of it was third.
Yeah, you can swap.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That I prefer to play games like that in third myself.
I think so too. Yeah.
Just something about it, right? And
Sure. Yeah. You can see a little more of your environments around you, right?
exactly.
Yeah. And it took off a lot more than the second person games. Those never did really well.
Never did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the Resident Evil Village Mercenaries mode, which is their player versus player PvP stuff, they announced
Yeah.
that they're adding Lady Dimitrescu.
They sure are.
So, they have to make her scale, right? Like, she's got to be 9 feet tall.
Yeah, she's supposed to be like 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
I mean, his jokes rate themselves. I'm not even going to make them anymore. Like, know full well why that's a thing and why people are going to download it and play it. And yeah,
She just kicks. It's her only ability.
yep. She just stomps. That's all she does.
um,
Uh,
right after their event, they announced that Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake, and Resident Evil 7 all got next-gen upgrades. which is great for free, which is how it should be.
free.
Yep. 4K, high frame rate, ray tracing, 3D audio, smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision.
Like, yeah.
What else we got here?
Rotting flesh.
An incredible amount of Monster Hunter
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
footage.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like it was like 15 minutes of Monster Hunter. But it did kind of make me want to play it because I was like watching it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is a Switch game. I was like, I need to try. Like, that looks impressive for a Switch game.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
there's a demo.
Rise.
There's a demo
Yeah.
for it, so you don't gotta commit to it.
Gotta try it out.
It looks good. Not gonna lie, looks great for a Switch game.
Absolutely.
In October, the Resident Evil RE-verse will come out, which is a 6-player PvP deathmatch game, which is going to have characters from all the Resident Evils in it.
It's going to be 6 Lady Dimitrescu's
Just
every match.
kicking each other.
Come here, Ethan. Come here.
And then they showed a little bit more of Exoprimal, which was something I kind of almost forgotten about already after it made such a big splash at that State of Play 1 or 2 ago, where you're dinosaur mech hunter or mech dinosaur hunters. So,
Dino Crisis.
yeah,
But not Dino Crisis.
but not
Yeah.
Dino Crisis.
Yep.
So I've heard a lot about this, but I have no idea what it actually is. They announced it's the 10th anniversary of Dragon's Dogma,
Okay.
which is an RPG, I believe. So I've heard lots of rumblings about it, but I have no idea what it is.
Ditto. I've never played
Yeah. Yep, me too. Me too.
And they teased that they're going to have at least one more major announcement for Street Fighter 6 in 2022. Dun dun dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
It looks cool. Street Fighter 6. The art style looks really awesome.
It really does.
Yeah.
Almost like a
Characters look great.
paintbrushy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it. Well, that, my friends, has been what we've been consuming over the past 2 weeks, and it's been a lot.
Yep.
There's been a lot. There's been so much. There's still a couple smaller ones happening. I actually think it happened already, but I never added it here. There was a PC showcase, PC game showcase, and we're still waiting for Nintendo to weigh in. It's not like Nintendo to go this long without. But lately they announced the morning of when they're gonna have a State of Play, right? Or not a State of Play.
A Nintendo Direct, I guess.
Correct.
Eh?
Yeah. When they're just. I'll start getting messages from Brent at like 7 in the morning. Oh my God, it's happening! In a couple hours.
Yep. I was just reading on Kotaku here just to see if we missed any major news there. Diablo Immortal now holds the lowest user score ever on Metacritic.
Ever.
Oh. As of, let's see what the timestamp is on this. Monday. Some players of Blizzard's latest are making their feelings about its free-to-play workings very clear. There have been YouTubers, one in particular, I wish I remembered his name. He's an Australian, I believe. Spent $10,000 on loot crates, or the equivalent of loot crates, trying to get a 5-star gem, which is the best gem you can get for whatever. Not one.
Oh, man.
Not one. And they said to get all the things in the game, if you were to pay for it, it was about $100,000. Yeah.
Wowza.
Yeah.
Wowza.
So, yeah, it's... So, as of this writing, Diablo Immortal... This is from Kotaku. Diablo Immortal's PC version is the 4,887th highest rated game per user reviews. Putting it below Warcraft 3 Reforged, and Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Definitive Edition. Of the roughly 2,500 user reviews, around 2,475 are negative.
Oh boy, oh
Yeah.
boy.
Did either of you guys try it out yet, or?
No,
No, I was thinking about it.
I've downloaded it to my PC here, and I have it on my
Yeah.
phone. So I wanted to try it in both places.
I did.
Try using a Razer Kishi at that. I wanted to give it a shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Nice.
So the first level, because I put about 2 hours in it. The first level was like, oh, it's Diablo. It's a single person story, and it's kind of cool, and it's got phone things, but it's not bad. And then you get to a certain point where you beat the first thing, and you get into the town, and it becomes like Ogre in Blizzard. All of a sudden, you see all the other people. And you start to see people are like chanting about, hey, gems for X amount of dollars, and
Oh my god.
and then it's like the free to play stuff hits you right in the face. I sent you guys a screenshot as soon as I got to it of like, look, loot crates, like as soon as you beat the first mission. So they get you hooked with this first mission that's like it could have been out of a Diablo game with bad controls, and then all of a sudden it's like every day open your free treasure chest to get whatever.
I mentioned this in the chat, Rob. When you sent that screenshot, it was so off-putting to see all that mobile, just that mobile game crap shoved at you, but in the Diablo font.
Yes.
It looked wrong. It looked like, it's apt to say, but it looked kind of sacrilegious.
It did, honestly.
Yeah.
It was atrocious, and I didn't play any of it since. I started to go somewhere. And then as I was going, like a group of 5 people came behind me and killed all the monsters I was trying to get. And I'm like, nope, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm out. Done. This is not a Warcraft. Yeah.
I think the only thing that we can hope will save Diablo 4 is that they're going to charge you for it. So there's no need to do the extra monetizing. We would hope.
Yeah.
We would hope.
Depends how much Activision gets involved, because Activision absolutely loves to charge you full price and then drop.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's unfortunate. Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I think we have talked a lot. We have covered a lot of stuff. And Rob, do you want to take us home?
Absolutely. Good night, everybody. Sorry, I'm on a lot of pain medication. So I'll try and cover everything we normally do. Ryan will stop me if I miss something. But thank you all for watching. If you like the show, please give us a like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever the hell else is on YouTube there. But also can listen to this on a podcast in an audio form if you're one of those people who likes to listen to podcasts while you're driving. Assuming I remember to upload this one, it'll be on Apple Music, Google, Spotify. If ICQ has a podcast format, it'll be in there too. If you want to check out more of the content we have a YouTube channel. Check out the Grumpy Old Gamers there. Ryan does Let's Plays that get demonetized, that are great. I don't know how people who do Let's Plays for a living can put up with it, but like 90% of what Ryan puts up is demonetized, like as soon as he puts it up for audio or something like that. The Facebook page we have, if you look for the Grumpy Old Gamers on Facebook, that's where we post links to articles we find, news and stories of all sorts of things video game related. And we have a webpage that you can also check out that has reviews and things like that. We're a little behind. I am still working on something for that. I know, Ryan, you'd mentioned there was something you were working on there too, but check out thegrumpyoldgamers.com. And as always, the best way to show you like us is if you send Ryan $5, send it to the Grumpy Old Gamers page. We don't have a Patreon. I think we did at one point, but
yeah.
I don't think we advertise it anymore.
I think we had 3 members, and Damon was one of them.
Damon was one of them. So we don't have a Patreon. And don't send us money. No. But do send us an email and questions. And we love to hear from you at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com.
Yeah, we had I really liked the last episode where we
Yeah,
answered a couple of viewer mails there. So
absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, thanks for checking us out. Have a great week, and thanks, Damon, for joining us as well. And
No problem.
uh, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.
bye.
Bye.
Good night.